I strongly recommend getting somebody to help you get your finances in place. This is just so much easier, so much better to have somebody who's a professional, who's on your side, walking you through this. It is its own profession for a reason. I'm Dan. Just finished a fellowship in infectious disease and critical care. Pretty early on in that fellowship, I was trying to cram in figuring out how to organize finances. I remember talking with my wife about it at the time, and she said, you could ask for help. That would be okay. I went online and searched and found that, made my little spreadsheet of different people to ask, and the top of my very small matrix was the Ren Financial Plan, and got in touch with, I'm working with Jen and Heather, and it's just been a tremendous help. It's been a tremendous help. There are all these little landmines out there, and you have no idea how to start looking for them. And so that your options are either try and learn it well enough that you can feel comfortable that you're not going to hit those, or just go it alone and hope that you don't hit one of those, not knowing enough to know that you won't, or ask somebody for help. And that third option has been tremendous. I don't know how many times I've mentioned it to her. The fact that she encouraged me to do that basically gave me sort of the feeling that it is okay to do that. I like to do a lot of things, DIY, work on a motorcycle, work on a car, work on a lot of things, but this is just so much easier, so much better to have somebody who's a professional, who's on your side, walking you through this. As physicians, we sometimes wonder, like, man, this person did all this Googling and all this WebMDing, and they could have just asked me. There is a thing called task saturation. And if you're task saturated, you're not performing well. And if when you come home from work, even if while you're at work, you're trying to figure out how to meet some financial deadline or what a Roth IRA is, you can easily, with busy clinical practice, become task saturated. And that's going to impact your care. Alternatively, you can turn to a professional who can cut the amount of time that it takes to do great work with your finances. You have now offloaded a task. And so for a fixed value of work, you're less task saturated when you're not task saturated. It can be distracting or stressful, even if nothing's going wrong with your finances. If you just have in the back of your mind, oh, I need to fix that at some point. That thought constantly ringing in the back of your head. As an example, I tried to fit all this in, learn how to do all this stuff myself during a research month while doing a lot of research. And that means that the 1 or 2 months you have when you can really be spending time with your loved ones or your spouse, your kids, that's now time that you're spending, again, learning another professional's profession. So if you've got somebody helping you do this the right way quickly, then other things are going to be less stressful and probably done better. Time with family, time with patient. It is really nice that you can sort of, using the pilot co-pilot analogy, you can ask them like, hey, I want to fly this thing. If I start putting us into a death spiral, grab the controls, and they can do that. On the other hand, if you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing, please take over, they can do that too. And anything in between, which is really, really helpful.